One day, as I stopped to get fuel for my vehicle, I was at the cash register and spoke kindly to the lady behind the counter. With a shocked look on her face, she said, "What did you say?" A bit surprised by her response, I repeated what I said, and with tears in her eyes, she told me, "It's almost time for me to get off of work, and you're the first person to talk kindly to me today. I've had people yell at me, be rude to me, ignore me, and call me names. Thank you for being so kind." What did I say that brought this lady to tears? I smiled and said, "Good afternoon. How are you doing today?" I reflected upon this incident several times since it occurred. With that statement, did I change the world? Did I make a difference? For this lady, the answer is yes. In the King James Version of the Bible, Jesus says, "Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets." Matthew 7:12. This is the basis of what most of us know as the Golden Rule. In more modern language, it means treat others the way you want to be treated. When you apply this scripture verse to your daily life, you may never know the impact you will have on another person's life. My favorite author and one of the most influential people in my life is Og Mandino. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us in body, but he lives on through his books. He will never know how the kind action of him writing his books has impacted my life for the better, and even spurred me on to make this video to help others. Here is a quote from him on kindness. "Beginning today, treat everyone you meet as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend to them all the care, kindness, and understanding you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same." When you're always kind and willing to help others, it sets you apart. When people sense that you sincerely care about them, and you're not just treating them as a stair step to get to the next level, it will eventually help you reach your goals. People are not stupid. You might get by with manipulating them once for your benefit. Just understand this: a short-term gain will turn into a long-term loss. If you have been a listener to the radio station WIIFM, what's in it for me, you're going to have to change stations to WCIDFO, what can I do for others? It takes no effort at all to be selfish. Learning to put the needs of others first and be selfless, on the other hand, takes some work. Let me be honest, none of us is totally selfless, myself included. Yes, I want you to be successful and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Selfishly, however, I also want to be successful. Here's another statement I heard about kindness. It has been attributed to President Theodore Roosevelt, but I couldn't find anything definitively proving he said it while I was doing my research. Nevertheless, the quotation is quite enlightening, and not knowing who said it is inconsequential. The quote is, "Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care." When a superior is kind to you and you know that they care about you, you will go to great lengths to help this leader, if at all possible. If you are the leader, those following you will feel the same way about you. You will notice that most successful people treat those under their authority with kindness. You may not recognize everything that this person does or says as being kind, but let's look at a real-life example. One day, your boss discreetly pulls you to the side to find out if there's something wrong. Both of you know that your work has recently been suffering and has not been up to the company's standards. He or she lets you know that they want to help you get back on track. You may not recognize this as being kind to you, so let's examine this scenario a little closer. First, your boss didn't embarrass you in front of your colleagues. Second, they didn't yell at you. Third, they didn't threaten you or your job. Fourth, they attempted to find out why there has been a drop-off in your performance. Fifth, they offered assistance to help you perform at the expected level. That, my friends, is a kind and good leader. On the flip side, there is always that boss that finds something wrong with your work and never gives any praise for a job well done. Pray for those individuals and be as genuinely kind to them as possible. It has been my experience that bosses like this typically don't last a long time. Thomas Carlyle is quoted as saying, "A great man shows his greatness by the way he treats little men." One of the best lessons that I was taught during college was to always treat the school secretaries, custodians, and lunchroom personnel with kindness. One way that I treated these valuable people kindly was to always smile and say hello. When time allowed, I would talk to them and ask them about events going on in their lives. Another thing I would do is invite them to my special education class for any events we were having, like Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, birthdays, and any other event I could think of where we could prepare food and eat. As a side benefit, when I needed help doing something at school, or if I needed supplies for the class, what do you think these people did? They went out of their way to help me. No matter your title in a company or school, or whether you are working with clients, employees, or colleagues, if you treat them with genuine kindness, you'll leave a lasting impression that makes a difference in their world and can't be valued in a monetary fashion. If being kind for kindness' sake is not something you regularly do, I challenge you to genuinely speak kindly to or perform a kind act for 3 people every day for a month and see what happens. Don't be surprised by the reactions of those you know. They may even question you as to why you are being kind. I believe when we extend genuine kindness to others, we are making a difference in their world and our own.